Yep, I'm gonna want to avoid shit like that today. What's going on, everybody? It's been a while since I've been on the bike. And if you've been watching any of my videos on this channel, you know I've been riding throughout the winter. And clearly, my bike needs a wash, so that's where I'm headed now. A little windy out today, nothing I can't handle though. I tell you, riding throughout the winter, right now it's 34 degrees. Riding in 34 degrees in November is a way different experience than riding in 34 degrees in late February. Well, two reasons for that, really. One is people just don't see you. I mean, it's gotten worse over the years as far as drivers not seeing you very well. I'm probably following this guy a little too closely. Back off a little. Yeah, so one, people just don't see you, largely because they're not used to seeing motorcyclists in the winter. Not that distracted driving hasn't been hugely increased over the last decade or so that people have been using smartphones. But during wintertime, people just tend not to notice you as much. More importantly though, there's a crap ton of gravel and salt and sand and just a whole bunch of crap on the roadway that just makes riding not as much fun this early in the season. I know a lot of riders wait until a really good rain before getting out there. Believe it or not, it rained really well last night and cleared off a lot of this stuff. So it's a little better than normal, but it's still not as good. Look at that flag, you can see how windy it is today. I actually prefer to ride in the wind. It's a fun little challenge. It made me really nervous when I first started riding, but now it's a fun little challenge. I actually have a video on tips on how to ride in the wind. Go ahead and check it out. Maybe I'll leave the link below. So I told you a partial truth when I first started this video. And as the title should suggest of this video, I want to talk about the Lindby Multibar. So the real reason I'm getting the bike washed is so I can showcase the Lindby Multibar to you without having such a dirty bike. It is true, I do want to wash off all the grime and salt and brine that all the snow plows spew out of their trucks to keep all these fine cagers safe as they ride during the wintertime. One of the perks of being a motorcyclist, well, it's not really a perk, but sometimes the light doesn't change for you because it doesn't see you. In Wisconsin, if you wait 45 seconds, you can go, but I knew it wasn't going to recognize me. So I guess let's start talking about engine guards, or crash bars as some people call them, in general. And you may notice me using engine guard and crash guard interchangeably during this video. So if I say one, I mean the other as well. So why even use an engine guard in the first place? The reason why I wanted one, and full disclosure, this is the second one I've had on this bike, and the reason why I wanted one was because I wanted to travel long distance on my bike, and I would need different positions for my feet. Especially on the super slab where I'm going to be going long distances for a long time without stopping. And having that different foot position is ideal. That was the original reason. So I originally bought a Chinese knockoff. This is a $100 thing off of Amazon. And it was easy to install. It was lightweight, wasn't very strong. It was made of steel, but it wasn't very strong. Let's see here. I guarantee you, this won't be one of those videos where you see some dude do stupid stuff on their motorcycles while they're in the car wash. Except for not putting my bike in neutral first. So no burnouts in this car wash for me. Feels good to get all that winter crap off my bike. So I had that Chinese brandless bar on, and sometime in October, I was riding in the rain, and a lot of subscribers have heard me describe this before, and I guarantee you I will talk about this a lot on this channel. It's such a monumentous event for me, such a learning moment. I low-sided in the rain, and many of you subscribers, I've talked with you on the channel about it, both in the videos and in the comments. It was an event that really refocused my riding. I was fairly new enough to have the skills to ride in the rain, but too new where my confidence level was too high for how I was riding in the rain, if that makes sense. I was trying to get around an SUV that swerved in front of me, trying to get around a bus. I rolled on the throttle when I should have stayed upright and did emergency braking. That cheap Chinese bar, as weak as it was, it both saved my leg and my bike. Some of you that have seen my how-to videos or just when I'm working on the bikes in the garage may have seen the highway bar hanging up in my garage. And I'll show it to you when we get back to the garage. So the reason it saved my leg and my bike is because I lost traction in my front wheel and my bike fell to the right and then the back end slid forward. Because the power's in the back, it's going to bring me forward after losing traction. So when I went down, the handlebars caught the road, bounced back, gave me a nice big bruise on my palm, but the highway bar took the brunt of the damage. It held my bike upright, protected the engine, and the whole right side of the bike from having any further damage. Get in front of this guy. That highway bar did not survive. So I decided I wanted something stronger. So I went with the Lindby Multibar. This thing was not cheap. About 280 bucks. Installation on this thing was a breeze. It took me about 20 minutes. So while doing research for the Multibar, every description I saw said it wouldn't work with the iron. It's still red. And the reason why it's supposed to not work is because of the 19-inch front wheel. It's described as only working with Harley Davidson's 16-inch wheels. And I took one look at my bike and I thought, it's gotta work. There's no reason this shouldn't work. So I thought I'd take a chance on it. Sure enough, I had no problem installing it. I'm almost to the garage, so I want to talk about some of the features while on the road. They make claims that they're the first ones to come up with these rubber-mounted footrests, The Chinese no brand one that I had also had them. But the first time I rode on the highway above 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour or so, those damn things blew right off. These things are solid, and I can reach them easily. It's kind of nice. It's warm out, so all this snow is melting. So yeah, so Lindby claims that they came up with these first. They're really comfortable. I could stretch out my legs and still have a bend in my knee. So if you have forward controls, the multibar is not going to work for you because it attaches to the forward controls location right here and right here. Same with the other side. The hardest part of installing it is it attaches down underneath here to the frame, but you have to remove the horn first. And that horn has these 3 bolts here that require, I believe it's a T25 to remove those. And those bolts are really soft. So it's really easy to mince those up, so just be careful with that. But like I said, installation did not take me long at all. But it's solid. And this one actually hangs out 2 or 3 inches further than the smaller brandless one that I bought earlier. Lindby claims that with a 19-inch wheel it's not going to work. I have plenty of clearance, and it's really great. As always, when you install anything on a Harley, because you can see the thing shakes, definitely use some blue Loctite when you tighten these bolts up. And it looks pretty good on the bike. I was worried about it not looking that great. Get my shadow out of the way. I was worried about it not looking that great, but I think it looks really good. Thought it'd make it look like an old man bike, but I think it looks really good on it. Either that or it's just grown on me. So let's get back on, head to the back of the garage. I'll show you the other highway bar. So I was watching a video of another YouTuber talking about highway bars, saying that don't use them because if you get in a minor crash and you're alright and your bike appears to be alright, it could potentially bend the frame and insurance companies would then total the bike. But here's how I feel from my own experience. I much rather have an insurance company total my bike than have it damage my body or this motor. At the very least, I could sell the motor if the insurance company totals the rest of the bike. What is that a park job? What the hell is that? That is the worst park job ever. You could see the carbs there that I was working on for the Honda GL 500 Cafe Racer build series. I upload videos for the Cafe Racer build every Monday, so check it out if you'd like. So a couple of subscribers have actually requested this video on the engine guard. One of them, Harley Street Bob. Obviously, I'm assuming that Harley Street Bob, with a username like that, is riding a Street Bob. With the Street Bob, it's definitely going to be a different system to attach the engine guard, and you may want to go with a different type rather than the multi-bar. Another subscriber that requested this video, more specifically related to the safety of the engine guard, is M-Shep, who I believe, M-Shep, if I'm wrong about this, I believe you ride a Indian Scout. And I'll also put up on the screen here if Lindby does also make a bar for the Indian Scout. But as you can see here, here is the cheap, no name, no brand highway bar that I bought off Amazon. This thing was $100. This is $280. But they definitely look different. I mean, aesthetically, gloss and matte black. The footrests that were attached here blew right off. It also attaches differently. So this weird design here, it's similar to how the Lindby is attached, but it's different how this attaches to the frame. Whereas the Lindby Multibar attaches where the forward controls would normally go, this attaches to the frame in the front here. So when I low-sided, what happened was I lost traction in my front wheel. My bike fell to the right. It was forcing my bike to swerve towards the right. So I went down like this and slid that way. But what happened with this bar, so impact and then dragged on the ground. So there's some abrasions here. You can see some damage here to my front brake lever, just a little bit. I haven't changed it yet, but I probably will swap these out at some point. Also, sometime this spring, I'm gonna change out the bullet rear taillight because that did get scraped up too. Still functional though. But yeah, this damn thing, I'm keeping it as a reminder because it definitely saved my leg and my engine. So I was wearing these boots, another pair of motorcycling pants that had really good abrasive protective properties, this jacket, and really good motorcycling gloves. So you can see there's no damage to this side of the bike because of the engine guard. And having this one, I feel a little bit more secure than having that one. I really do. Clean my bike and it's already dirty. So if you have any questions at all about the Multibar, go ahead and put it down in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, if you learned something, go ahead and click on that like button. As always, stay safe out there. Keep your wheels rolling in the right direction. See you later, everybody.